Okay, so Ryan, so I've got some questions that have come in from the public when we've been out at community events and with business commuters that I'd like to put to you that they think are some of the barriers to travelling actively and sustainably in the winter. So the first question that comes through is, doesn't the wet weather form a barrier to travelling actively in the winter and the cold?
Well, obviously it's not as pleasant travelling in wet weather, but there are certain things we can do to make it easier. So check the weather forecast before you leave the house, so you're prepared for your journey home if it's raining then. So take an umbrella with you, take gloves because the temperature can change, take some wet weather clothing like a raincoat, and if you're cycling, layer up, take a thin waterproof jacket if it looks like it's going to rain, take some waterproof gloves, and if it happens to rain on your journey to work, think about taking a dry bag with some work clothes in that you can change into once you arrive at work.
So second question, Ryan, was that a lot of people have said they've got concerns about travelling in the morning and at nights where it's obviously getting darker, so it's harder to be seen. Have you got any tips about how people can make sure they're safe when they're travelling actively or sustainably in the dark nights or mornings?
Yeah, top tips for travelling in the dark: wear something bright so you make yourself visible. Surprises me even today, you see people riding around in black clothing. Wear something bright, definitely wear something reflective, so even if your lights fail, you've got something that illuminates you in the dark. If you're walking, try and take routes that are more better lit, so don't take the routes with no street lighting, try and stay lit, and walk in pairs or groups if you can to stay safer.
So some people had concerns that transport was less reliable, particularly public transport, the buses, maybe they run less in the winter or in the darker nights. How can they be reassured that they're okay to use these forms of travel and that it is going to be there for them when they need to commute?
Yeah, so in Staffordshire there are apps that you can use to track bus services, and actually during commuter periods the buses tend to be the most frequent, certainly during the daytime, and they are more frequent than people think, so why not just give it a try? And if you don't want to walk to work, try taking the bus, and most of the bus shelters have got roofs on, so you can shelter from the elements as well.
Yeah. And is it true in Staffordshire that a lot of the bus shelters have got real-time displays so you can see when the bus is likely to be there and when it's coming as well?
Yeah, they have. They've got trackers on the buses that tell you how far away the bus is from arriving at the next stop, so you can track those.
So we've gone through all the questions about how you can travel actively. If there are barriers to that where people can't overcome, I suppose what are there other options that we're looking at for them to be able to travel sustainably still?
Well, for health benefits, obviously we want people to be more active and travel sustainably, but another sustainable way that you can travel and certainly save some money is probably car sharing, and I think you probably know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Staffordshire has got a car share platform that you can sign up to. It's absolutely free of charge, and that'll let you know people that are travelling in the same area, travelling to the same destination, and you can literally halve the number of cars on the road. But not only that, you can save yourself a lot of money. Obviously petrol and diesel prices aren't going down, and it's nice to share your journey with someone in the darker months, so I would definitely recommend going on to the car share, Staffordshire car share platform.
And how much do you think the average commuter would save in a year if they were car sharing?
In Staffordshire, some of the data that we've had is that you could save as much between £2,000 and £4,000. So
wow.
A serious amount of money.
That's a holiday abroad.
Absolutely. When you take into consideration parking costs, fuel costs, the maintenance of the vehicle, serious amount of money can be saved by car sharing. So I'd certainly recommend it.
Yeah, great stuff. One of the common misconceptions for people commuting to work is that they think they're less exposed to air pollution in the car. They think they're protected inside the car. Actually, they're going to be exposed to around double the amount of air pollution in the car than they would if they were cycling or walking along exactly the same road.